Welcome back to Gearwire.com. We are taking a look at the Line 6 JM4 Looper. Now, I'm just going to say right off the bat, the Looper is a little bit misnamed. It kind of looks like the other sort of, the modeler pedals, the Line 6 modeler pedals. It kind of looks like, the DL4, and they call it the Looper. But the looping function on this pedal is a little bit of an afterthought. This is basically, if you've seen the video for the Spider Jam, this is the Spider Jam sort of brain minus the speaker and the amplifier. If you look down along the bottom here, you've got the sort of now familiar Line 6 control layout where you've got your amp models, get your drive, bass, mid, treble, EQ, you've got your effects here, you've got reverb, and you've got your channel volume here. Mainly this is sort of like, this is a bunch of the Line 6 Spider Jam amp models in pedal form, and then additionally it has a looper that's a pretty basic functioning looper. As you heard in the intro, you can do sort of basic looping functions, but really most of this pedal is dedicated to all the backing tracks and all the other things that came with the Spider Jam. So if we see, we've got our sort of menu, same sort of menu navigational tools here as we had on the Spider Jam. If we go to the drums and songs, so we've got all these sort of backing tracks that play automatically when you hit the play button here. Which is not to say that those aren't a lot of fun. It's just this is really the Spider Jam. And it's the Spider Jam. It's not really a looping pedal. We've got all these sort of great sounding Line 6 amp models. Each of these sort of backing tracks has, was recorded with professional musicians in the studio in LA. It's the same backing tracks from the Spider Jam. We've got a couple of different modes that we can sort of operate this foot switch in. This last button over here switches between the modes. You see we've got a guitar preset mode, which basically it defeats all these menu options up here, and you just kind of scroll through different preset sounds. This one's called Revolution. We've got Magic Carpet Ride. Hey Joe. Out of tune guitar. Hard Day's Night, Gimme Shelter, a bunch of different presets. We've got another mode here called Guitar Amp Effects mode, which is basically you select your effects here as if you're using one of the Line 6 short boards, the long boards, the floorboards basically. We've got Loop Effects mode, where you can take a loop that you've recorded. Can you? It's kind of some of these functions are a little confusing here. I'm just choosing different amp models here. Let's go back to Loop Effects mode. Okay, Loop Effects mode. Anyway, now we've got Recording Select mode. Now you can record between different inputs here. There are a couple different inputs on the back here, just like there were on the Spider Jam. As you can see along the back here, we've got our guitar input, we've got our microphone input with adjustable microphone volume here. There's an auxiliary input, a 1/4 inch auxiliary input, and a mini stereo 1/8 inch input. Here we've got our out to the amp, our mini headphone out. Right here is the overall output volume that dictates all of these outputs. And this is our stereo line out left and right here. And we've also got a little SD card slot so you can save sort of the jams that you've been working on. You can save some of your loops and even load some things onto the JM4. Now, if you want to just record a loop, if you want to just use this as a looper, well, you can try bypassing the amp models here. So now it says bypassed. Still got a lot of background noise. We'll bypass the amp models here, use this button to scroll all the way over to where it says recordings. Okay? Now, what you're going to have to do is when you try and record a loop, it's going to start playing a drum level right away. Well, not anymore because I've already recorded a loop. But you have to go to inputs and basically turn down the playback levels so where it says songs, drum. And then you'll have your two separate other playback levels here for guitar and for mic, aux, wave. But you have to go in and set and turn these off before you start recording a loop. Otherwise, this is going to play the loop underneath what you recorded. Sort of just, it's not the easiest thing to access on the fly in like a live situation. Now, this is the settings mode right here is where you change all your different sort of preset settings. And then you can kind of save them and just access them with that guitar presets function that you access over here. This is the save button. Once you've gotten a preset to the way you like it, you just hit save and that saves it. This is a tap tempo and also you hold it for a tuner. This is your input selector. So when you're if you're not on record input select mode, this is your sort of master input selector. Right now it's set on guitar, and you can switch over to mic's auxiliary for your input. And that's basically the JM4 Looper. I mean, if you've seen the Spider Jam video that we have on the site, that'll go through everything sort of more thoroughly, but it's really the same interface, the same brain, the same basic functions as the Spider Jam, just in pedal form, a little bit misnamed as the Line 6 JM4 Looper. Anyway, you've been watching Gearwire.com, and I am Owen O'Malley. Thanks for checking us out.